well, we saw this coming probably about 3 years ago. First, it was anecdotes, like many people have heard, folks misusing prescription drugs and then ultimately going to street drugs. And based on those anecdotes, we looked at our data, and we saw that a small proportion of our members were getting either high amounts of drugs or drugs from multiple prescribers. So then we developed policies to address that. Yeah, it's pervasive. I mean, it really, it's not specific to any particular area or socioeconomic class. What we've done to try to limit the accessibility of these drugs, they were just too available. And I think what Safe Homes is doing is a very nice corollary to a multifaceted approach, just trying to restrict the access to these drugs. When I was in training, I was trained to write a 30-day supply for any drug. And part of that is convenience for the patient, also for the doctor, so that you don't have to get those calls saying I need more medication. But it's not necessarily the best way to go. And the reason for that is that most people don't use that full 30-day supply. It sits in the medicine cabinet, and then it can be discovered and used by curious teens or worse, people who are actually doing illicit behavior to try to divert. Yeah, well, I think our objectives are perfectly aligned. I mean, Safe Homes is another way to try to take drugs out of medicine cabinets that aren't being used, and we're trying to turn off the spigot at the prescription level when they're first being provided. So I think it's, as you were saying before, it's a multifaceted problem with many solutions that have to work in concert. It's hard to put a number on it. I mean, it's just been astronomical. So just by what you read in the paper, the deaths that we've seen, the number of overdoses.